What is up, guys? Welcome to the 2025 playoff bracket here. I've never done one of these. I was watching another creator kind of start it, and I was like, oh, that's a good idea. So I found the website and I started doing this. Everybody else used to be Tim the Tap Man. That kind of popped up, so I clicked on it to see what his predictions would be. And I saw this. I was like, oh, this is a cool idea. So I clicked off the video. I got to watch what he does later. But anyway, I just want to kind of throw my predictions out there and kind of see what you guys think. But you know, it's funny, the NFL this year there's not a ton of parity this year. There usually is a lot more parity in the league. I don't think there's a lot of parity in the NFL right now. I think there's like three great teams in the NFC and like two great teams in the NFC. Three great teams in the AFC, two great teams in the NFC. But I don't think there's a team that has a shot of like going in from the wild card to winning the whole thing. I don't think there's a shot there. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from the upper left AFC, upper right NFC, middle AFC, middle NFC. That's how I'm going to kind of do it. So first game here is Buffalo at home, playing the Broncos. I think it's a little bit of a test, a good practice for the Bills. I don't think the Broncos are ready to go into Buffalo and win that game. If the Broncos were at home, it could be more of a tight game. I just don't think Denver's quite there yet. Denver's very good. The strides they did were great. Bo Nix, as I called in last year's mock draft, was a perfect fit for the Broncos, and it's just they're not going to be able to beat the Bills. I think the Bills are incredible. But I digress. Green Bay is going to go into Philly and lose. I don't think anybody's picking Green Bay to win that game. Green Bay's been too up and down. Philly's really good at home. And the only problem with Philly is I don't like their quarterback. I don't hate Jalen Hurts, but I don't think he's elite either. So, offensive line, running game, and defense will get you far, but I don't know if in this day and age it'll get you the whole thing. But anyway, next game is going to be Baltimore at home against Pittsburgh. This is another one of those where Pittsburgh's going to kind of go in there and give it a shot, but they're not going to be able to win. You know, Lamar Jackson's probably the best football player in the league right now. He's literally probably the best player in the league. Him and Josh Allen, to be honest. But Mahomes is there too, of course. But the Lamar Jackson, every time I've watched him this year, I've been like, holy shit, that guy gets better every time I see him. Anyway, let's go on to the next one. Bore you my takes here. All right, so Washington Commanders on the road against Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay on the road is too good, especially with Baker Mayfield there. I think they're going to be pumped up for this game, and I think that Washington's going to go in there and give them a little bit of a fight. But I think Tampa Bay pulls out a game that's going to be close about the fourth quarter, and I think Tampa Bay is just going to take over. These teams that are just like these veteran teams who have good veteran coaches, who have a good veteran quarterback like Baker Mayfield. I think he's very underrated. Tampa Bay's defense is good enough. Their offensive line's a top 5 line in the league. It's going to be really tough for Washington in this game to go there and win. And I think Tampa Bay pulls that game out in a fight, but not too bad. Kind of like an easy boss fight in Dark Souls. You got a little bit of fight. You got to be careful not to lose, but as long as you're good and consistent, you'll win. Houston at home against the Chargers. I think this is going to be a pretty good game. Both teams are banged up. The Chargers are more banged up than people think they are. Houston obviously is massively banged up. I think the Chargers go in there and do win the game in a close game. I think it'll be a middle-of-the-road scoring game. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I also think it's going to be an overly low-scoring game, like maybe like a 27-24 kind of game. But I do think that Chargers go in there, win a big emotional game on the road, and they come out more banged up than they went in. That's just what I think is going to happen to the Chargers. And if I call them San Diego, sorry, I think I might have. But yeah, I think they're going to go into the game banged up and go out of the game banged up too. So Houston as well. Houston's going to come back and be good next year. That's their thing. They're going to be a lot better next year. Stroud's got another year under his belt. He'll understand the game better and all that. This is a good year for Stroud to kind of learn. He kind of got figured out a little bit, but at least the offense did. It could be the coordinator, could be the quarterback. I don't know. Not in the film rooms. I don't know. So in this game here, I don't know why I'm going against everybody else's grain here. Everybody's picking the Rams. I don't understand it. I think that the Vikings have a better defense. The Vikings are just as good, if not better coached. I know McVay is very good. I know the Rams are at home and have the slightly better quarterback. I mean, I think he's slightly better. Sam Darnold has been inconsistent, but the Vikings are 14-3. They have been on and off, but when they're on, they are on. I think the Vikings, this is going to be a defensive battle, I think. I think it's going to be fairly back and forth, kind of long drive-ish type games. Maybe it could be like a 24-21 type game. I do think that Minnesota pulls this game out. I don't see the Rams winning this game, but they're 10-7. They won a division that the teams all basically suck in, and I just think the Rams are an average team, and I think for the most part the Vikings have been one of the best teams in the league. They've just kind of tailed off a little bit lately, but I think they put it back together and they win a close game in LA. I don't see the Rams winning that game, but that's just me. This game obviously is Kansas City. I think this is going to be a blowout. I think it's one of the biggest blowouts of the fucking playoffs, just because the Rams are going to be so banged up coming into that game, because how banged up they are going into the previous game, and they're going to be even worse. Like, yeah, the Houston and the Rams, I mean, the Chargers are going to go at it. So, you know, it's not because the Chargers are bad or they're not good, well coached. They're just, their time's going to be up. They're just too many injuries. This game here, the Lions move on. Not much else to say there. The Lions are going to, Magic's not going to strike twice for the Vikings there. This game here, I think, is going to be close. I do think Buffalo moves on. I think Buffalo takes out the Ravens in a very, very good, competitive, hard-hitting game. And I think the Buffalo Bills at home are very hard to beat. They're almost as hard as the Chiefs to beat at home. And I just think Josh Allen, he's just a playmaker, and to go to Buffalo is going to be rough. I think Baltimore, if they won that game, it wouldn't surprise me. I think most people are picking Baltimore there. I do think Buffalo moves on, to be honest, and I think Buffalo scrapes by in a really hard-fought game and wins that game. Philly's going to beat Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's inconsistent on the road. They will be coming off of an emotional win, and I just think Philly. This is going to be a really good. This could be a surprisingly really good game, because both offensive lines are excellent. I just think Philly's defense is a little bit better. I think Baker Mayfield's the better quarterback, but I think Philly's got a better defense, significantly better defense, and I think that Philly's got the best offensive line in the league, one of the best running backs in the league. Tampa Bay, their defense is good, but not spectacular. I just think Philly's a little bit better, and they're going to be at home. So I guess surprisingly or unsurprisingly, we have the top two teams in each conference here, which I did not plan it this way, to go at it. This game here, I'm going to be honest with you. I think Buffalo surprises them. I think Buffalo surprises them in a classic. I really do. I think Buffalo goes in there and surprises the Chiefs, knocks them down a notch. I just think that Buffalo, they've just put it, unless they've got a ton of injuries. I just think Buffalo's more talented. I think Buffalo's defense is just as good, if not better. Mahomes is good, but is he better than Josh Allen? Who knows? I think Josh Allen's just as good. Now, Mahomes is excellent, but Josh Allen's elite too. I think Buffalo's got the better receivers. Buffalo's got the better running back. The offensive line for Buffalo is very underrated. Kansas City's got a great offensive line too, but I think it's going to be a shootout, and I think Buffalo's going to put it together, and I think Josh Allen's going to have one of the best games of his career, and I think Buffalo's going to go in there and surprise Kansas City, and Kansas City plays great, but I think Buffalo goes in there and plays a little bit better, and surprises the Chiefs. This game here, I just think Detroit's going to score more than Philly can keep up with them. It wouldn't blow me away if Philly won this game, to be honest, but I do think Detroit at home pulls it out, and it's going to be in Buffalo against the Lions in the Super Bowl, and I think the Super Bowl winner ends up being Buffalo. I think Buffalo pulls out another good, hard-fought game. I think Buffalo's built for this. They're built to go in and have hard-fought games week in and week out and just pull them out and win. I think Buffalo's one of those teams that are going to get hot in the playoffs, and they're going to continue to just kind of win, and just go in there. To me, they've got Super Bowl champ written all over them. No one's talking about them. They're staying healthy. They've got some great receivers, some great tight ends, great offensive line, great. The defense isn't great, but I think Buffalo can Washington win that game. I think they're well coached. I think their coach is going to have them prepared. I think Josh Allen is going to give the Lions defense a hard time. I really do. I think the Lions defense is kind of their weakness. They're building it up and they're getting better, but that's my pick, man. I think Buffalo's going to go in there and win the championship. As a Dolphin fan, I wouldn't hate to see this. I wouldn't hate to see either one. I think this is a Super Bowl that most people would be happy with, to be honest. I think America's going for the Lions. I think the Lions have kind of turned into America's team, and I think the Lions get to the Super Bowl and lose it. I think the Lions maybe might win the Super Bowl next year, but yeah, I think the Super Bowl people would love to see. Maybe a fucking spectacular Super Bowl. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you later.